Okay, so let's see if I can do this in one take. Still learning. I think it was 2013 when I did my first tour with the Hearted. We were playing with a Swedish band called the Future Idiots, a French band called Dope Out, and another French band called Good But Stupid. Links are below for these bands. Go check them out. And at the end of playing the show, there was a random guy out of the audience coming to me and saying, I need to take a picture with you because I have the feeling that if I don't, I'm going to regret it forever. This guy turned out to be Romain. If you are in a European band that is kind of underground, there's a huge chance you already know who I'm talking about just by saying that name. Romain is the guy that if you need a floor to sleep on, if you need that extra gig for in your gig list while you are planning your tour, if you want to talk about good music and where to find it, especially the more unknown bands. There are literally several bands that are doing so good right now because somebody like Romain was there to support them. This is the guy that I'm talking with today. I would like to call him a band connector. So I'm very excited. He's a personal friend of mine, but he should be a personal friend of yours too. He's amazing. First of all, for the people who are new to the program, I made a list of reference links, everything that we are talking about, all the diamonds. You can just check them out underneath. Also, if you're not familiar with the rules, there's an explanation video where I explain everything that I'm talking about. And if you are sick of looking at me, my beanie and my mustache, I also pinpointed the time when the interview is starting. Please consider liking and subscribing. It is helping me immensely. And I have a lot more interesting artists from all over the artistic spectrum that I had interviews with, both in my native Dutch language as in English. I think that's about it. I should shut up with talking and just let you enjoy. Let's go. Romain, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Really cool to be here with you.
I agree too. Before we start talking, I introduced you as being a band connector, and to prove that what I think is right is to give a little bit of context where we are right now. We are in Saran. Saran? Do you say Saran?
We say Saran.
Saran, yeah, Saran, close to Orléans in France. You picked me up at Paris North, the train station. We saw Yellow Card together. We saw Song 41 together.
Sure.
Neck Deep, Dynamite Shakers, Story of the Year. And the moment you picked me up on the train station, the first thing I saw you do is you walked into a random band.
That's true, yeah.
And this is how I've known you for the last, I think I met you in 2000. The last 11, 12 years, whenever I talk to you, you're always busy talking with other bands, talking with other musicians, with other artists. So,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So before we're going to start the whole game, I'm going to start traditionally with the Melissa question.
Yeah.
What makes you happy more than anything else in this world?
Lately, it has been to spend time with my family. Since my nephew born, I really enjoyed spending time with my family.
Cool.
We managed to see each other once a month, and at that moment for the weekend that I can see my family all together, I just cut the phone and nothing else will distract me from having time with them.
Yeah, you make room to focus on this 100%.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, cool. And what is your favorite personal ritual?
You mean with my family or on the daily life?
For daily life.
For daily life, I really like to have some free time for me, to take the time, not to be in a rush. So I really like to just grab a coffee, grab a cold drink, come here in this room, take a book, and just enjoy the free time that I have.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to say this to the watchers. Like my banner is a little bit too long, so it's taken up a lot of the good stuff. But this is Romain's house, and this is his personal paradise. He's always, as I said, he's the one that always offers bands a place to sleep, or friends from all over the continent to come and hang out. And me personally, I am in love with his house. If you would take away this banner, it's nothing but manga. And also downstairs, there's a lot of cool music memorabilia. And if there's anybody that I'm impressed with to make a little Paris out of his house, then it's definitely you.
Thank you.
So this, I kind of felt this one coming, but it's super cool. Normally, I ask now, what is your claim to being an artist? But I think with you, I have to ask it more specific. When was the first time that it came up to you to get personal with artists and to offer to help them in any way?
Mm, I think this is at the moment that we met, because it was the first local show in which I've been, and so I had the chance to meet you, to meet the guys from Future Idiot, the guys from Good But Stupid, and the last band was Dope Out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Dope Out, yeah, it was a French band, right?
yeah, and I just noticed 1 hour ago that they're still back on stage and playing some shows. They made a show yesterday,
Yeah.
and it was
But a big comeback.
yeah, they did a
Wow.
comeback show yesterday.
Cool. I need to contact them still.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Sure. And yeah, on that day when I saw all the pleasure it was to be able to speak with some person playing music and to share with with their mind, with the way they look, they imagine music and everything. I was like, yeah, that's so cool. I really want to do it again and again and again.
This was, I never knew this. This was really the first time that
Yeah, it was the first local show where I've been.
Cool. Really cool.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna start the game already. I told this guy 5 minutes ago I've been waiting for this the entire year, and he said, yeah, sure, you say this to everybody. But I mean it, like, first of all, this is the first international, so I'm very proud for that, but also whenever we hang out personally, we basically already do these interviews every time.
Yeah.
And just the last 3 days were absolutely awesome, and the entire time I've been telling this guy, like, he's been telling me, like, we should wait for the interview.
That's true. That's true.
I just can't. I can't wait. But okay.
We should have hire someone just to record us for the 3 days that we just spent, and it would have been enough material for that video, I guess.
For a whole season, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
On average, like, every interview is 1.5 hours. Easily 10 episodes. Easily. This is easy. Are there any artists whose posters you had or have on your wall?
The right question is there any artists that are not on my wall?
Yeah,
I guess.
basically. Oh, let's keep it simple because
yeah, let's talk only about the room in which I stock all the music stuff.
yeah, cool.
So yeah, so there's Blink 182, Sum 41, Future Idiots, Halflives. There's a Bob Marley drawing that my grandfather did to me.
Really, your grandfather made a drawing? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, when I was 6 or something.
Yeah.
My uncles were listening a lot to Bob Marley, so as I saw them a bit like they were gods for me, so I was like, yeah, I really want to do the same. So I listened a lot to Bob Marley, and as my grandfather saw that I was really into it, and he has really good skills at drawing, so he made that drawing of Bob Marley for me.
And was he able to enjoy Bob Marley too, or was it just, I'm making this for you?
Yeah, he really did it for me.
Yeah.
I really didn't really talk about music with my grandfather, but I think it wasn't his kind of music.
Yeah.
It would have been more about the French variety.
Yes.
Edith Piaf and stuff like this.
Which is, of course, for his generation, this makes
Sure,
sense. Yeah,
sure.
of course. But still cool that for him it doesn't matter that it's not his generation. He can make you happy because of it. Yeah.
He was really, he really was interested about what all his grandson was liking.
Yeah.
I had a lot of cousins, so he had a lot of grandsons, so he got interested about a lot of person. And that's the way he kept always open-minded.
Cool. And is this the grandfather that lives across the street here?
No, this is the father of my mother.
Yes. Okay, is he still alive? Or?
No, he passed away 10 years ago now.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry for your husband. It's a cool story, though.
This is a really cool story.
Yeah, super cool. Mm-hmm. And while we were talking about posters, do you remember your first poster?
I think it might have not been a music poster. Mm-hmm. It might have been either a manga one or maybe a football one.
Do you remember which manga?
For sure, it would have been Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
For sure, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that poster still at my parents.
Yeah, cool, super cool. Okay, nice opener. We'll go for the next one. Oh, this is already a happy one. If you had to name a top 3 of musical, artistical, or cultural teachers that you personally have had in your life, would you name? Think of example, literally music or art teachers, colleagues, or just people passing by that made a lasting impression on you. Which 3 people shaped you the most? And I would say in relation to all the to who formed you artistically.
Well, I think maybe the grandfather I just told you about maybe is one of them.
Yes,
because he was really, really skilled with his hand for drawing, for building stuff and everything. And I think maybe he gave me the will to be good at drawing too. So I took some classes to be able to draw some stuff. And today my little cousin asked me for some drawings to put on the walls of their rooms, because they know that I can reproduce an image that they like.
Cool. I never knew this about you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll show you some drawing of mine after if you want to.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
And so yeah, I think my grandfather is. I took a lot of the taste of my father too for the music. Mm-hmm. He used to work at a radio station. Mm-hmm. He used to be kind of a DJ for local parties. Mm-hmm. This is actually how my parents met, because for the birthday of my mother, one of her brother was looking for a DJ, mm-hmm. and he picked up my father to be the DJ of the party. Yeah. And that's how they met.
And the rest is history.
This is
beautiful. This is really. And so this must be in the 80s or end of the 70s?
It was at the end of the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
And my uncle, the brother of my mother that hired my father, uh-huh. At first he was like, oh, I think I made a mistake, because I can see that DJ is crushing on my sister.
Yeah.
And he always told me that story, that at some point of the party, my father was playing the Ghostbuster song. Yeah. And instead of saying who you gonna call? Ghostbuster. Yeah. My uncle was saying, who you gonna call? Don't touch my sister.
And your dad would say, who you gonna call? And you look, you were like, me.
Maybe he did.
Don't touch my sister. How do you say it in French?
He said, laisse ma soeur, which is let my sister. But yeah, it's better with don't touch my sister.
Yeah. That's a beautiful story, and he did it anyway. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Living proof.
And the third one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the third one.
Yeah.
I already could see. It's interesting because I think we had this question 2 times, and it's and somebody asked it to me too, and it's such a hard one because there's so many ways that you can think about that question.
For the third one, maybe I'll go for someone that that just reminded me lately that you still have to try to do the best for to get to be in the field that you like.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've got a lot of motivation to do what I like, but sometimes when it's getting really hard, I just a bit. I can give up a bit.
Sure. Yeah.
And every time I will see a documentary, a story about someone, something like that, that will keep me. Yeah, man. Remember how good it is to focus on something you like and achieve that what you were planning. And so there are a lot of person that in my lifetime that just give me that kind of reminder, kind of a pill that don't give a pill.
Yeah.
I think that the last one that had this effect on me is a French guy named Sullivan. Is someone who really loved a lot mangas, and he loved it that much that he started his own edition house. And he did it because he was like, yeah, I really love that author and I want to publish him.
Yes. Oh, his own company, publishing company. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Publishing company, yeah. And he just surrounded himself with a lot of persons who are really passionate, and they're starting the publishing company, and now they're getting quite big. And he managed to publish the author he was really fan of. And by hearing this story, I was like, yeah, he tried almost from zero, not exactly zero because he had some contacts, he had the skills too.
Yeah, but small.
But really small. Yeah. And now he's getting really, really big. On next manga convention next year, he will invite that author to be there as a guest.
Yeah.
And this guy is really, he is a legend.
Yeah.
I told you about him earlier. This guy is kind of the Stephen King of manga.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really, really big. And thanks to that guy, Sullivan, I had the pleasure to meet one really good author that I really like. And so I will always be thankful for that. And to also to bring me that don't give up reminder that I needed at some point.
The spirit, yeah,
that spirit.
Okay, so I'm gonna, as you might know if you are familiar with the program, I'm gonna put this into the reference links. First of all, I already need to put in Future Idiots, Good But Stupid. What's there more?
I said also Halflives. I said
Halflives, yeah.
I said Dot Out, Good But Stupid, but you already said it.
Yeah, Dot Out. Cool, yeah. And so, what is the name of the publishing company? Do you know?
This is Mangetsu.
Mangetsu? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna ask you for the link later, and just I'll put the diamonds under there. And what is the name of this Stephen King of the mangas?
His name is Junji Ito. And yeah, he's really, really a big artist.
Awesome. I'll put it in there, especially the publishing company. Please give it a watch, buy a manga or two, and support these artists. Cool. When you think of all the tattoos you have ever seen, which one stands out the most to you?
There is one that I've seen that I thought that was really, really creative. It's so it's a tattoo that was on the arm of someone, and it looked like a bit like the Spotify logo, you know, like this. And when you can use a phone to put it in front of it, and this is actually a recording, and you can hear the sound a bit like a QR code. And this is a bit like this, and actually this is not like the Spotify logo, but you know when you send vocals, you've got that that form.
Spotify has their own QR code with these, and if you scan it, then you.
And so that was that kind of shapes. And with the phone, you could actually listen. So if he had recorded a song, you could listen to the song. If you record something, I don't know, one of your family members saying something that you want really to keep forever with you, you could get it tattooed and just take your phone and listen to the voice of that person again and again.
Wow. And do you know which record? What happens if you do it with his tattoo? Did you ask or?
No, this is something that I've seen on the internet. I haven't seen it with my eyes.
I thought you saw it, but
no, sorry, no.
Cool. And if you would get this tattoo, what would you choose to attach? You can only choose one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would ask someone of my family to say something. I don't know exactly why, but maybe I would do it for every person, a bit like you did with your grandfather, recording him just before he passed away.
Yes.
So you still have the opportunity to hear his voice.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say the same. I would do the same with my family members.
Cool. Thank you. What is your favorite type of festival and why?
I really like. So when they made the Download Festival in France, I really liked it because there were a lot of stages with a lot of kind of music different on each. There were a really, really big place dedicated to food with almost one standing for each country. That was really, really cool. You could spend the whole weekend there and eat something from each part of the world. That was really, really cool.
Wow.
So I really like this one. We have some other big festival like this in France, so we are really lucky with it.
Where is Download?
Download used to be in Paris, but they made only 2 editions and then they stopped.
Oh, and is it gone now or is it somewhere else?
They still do it in England.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
That's at some point, they did it in France for 2 editions.
Yes, and you went there.
I went there. This is where I've seen Blink 182 and Linkin Park. It was actually the last Linkin Park show with Chester in France.
So 2016,
2017, if I'm right.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
But we also have another festival in the city called Nîmes, which is in the south of France, and it happened in the Coliseum, the same as Roman Coliseum, but in a bit smaller. And for the whole summer, you've got one show every night, and that's really, really cool. You can spend the whole week over there and see 7 artists every night.
Nice.
That's a really, really cool one.
Imagine if you have to organize this festival.
Might have been massive.
Yeah, cool. If you are the one that is organizing this festival and you're looking, mad respect. Mad respect. Hey, first record question, one more to go. What was the first record you bought with your own money? You can also name the first single or the first album separately, if this is relevant. Every medium is okay to talk about.
So I remember that the first that I received was Green Day American Idiot, but this is not the first that I bought.
This is what you received this as a present from.
Yeah, it was a Christmas present.
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
And so the first that I bought was after that, and maybe it was the greatest hit of The Offspring. They released one on 2005 or 2006, and maybe it was this one, or maybe Bullet in a Bubble from Green Day. After they released the live album. Maybe it was this one too.
And this was the first you bought from your own money.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so.
And did you were you also, because a lot of people that I ask, and I think I'm one of them. Most people say, I'm sure before that I bought a single once, a CD, and mostly it's like something like the Backstreet Boys or
maybe I did. Maybe it's something that were mainstream on the radio.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Or the Spice Girls or Venga Boys, or it's always something typical 90s like that mostly.
I remember that I had a lot of CDs from that moment, but I can't remember if I bought them or not, because it was quite cheap to buy them.
Yeah.
So even with my money pocket, I could have bought them while go shopping with my parents. Say, oh yeah, I really like that song on the radio. Maybe I will take it. Maybe I did, but I don't remember.
It's such a long. I have it too. It's such a long, because I think I'm almost sure that it must have been something like that. But the only thing that I remember is she would have. I don't know if it was in France too, but when the Smurfs were really popular, they made a house version of the Smurfs. You would hear the Smurfs in it, and I remember having this as a single. Yeah, and this was before the euro, so I think I paid like 2 guldens or something. It was very cheap. Yeah.
And most of the CDs that I have was on mine. It was my father or my mother. So I don't remember if I bought some before this one or not. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's a lot, but I think also it's a difference if you have a lot of siblings or not, and if your parents are into music or not. No. Ray Charles, B.B. King, or Miles Davis?
This is 3 great artists. I don't listen to them really, but the one that I know the most, I think, is Ray Charles. So this is the one I have to pick.
Yeah,
I guess so.
And did you see the movie?
Ray?
Yeah.
I haven't, but it's on my wish list.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. I talked with Zero about this, which is a friend of mine who did, I think, 3 before this interview. And I think it's the only movie. For instance, the Walk the Line is also a really cool movie about, God damn it, now I'm forgetting, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
But this is Ray is the only movie that the entire movie I had the idea was really looking at Ray Charles. And then almost at the end, he puts off his glasses for a short moment, and you say, "Oh no, it's Jamie Foxx."
Yeah.
And then he puts it back. But that was such an amazing role. So yeah.
Yeah, that should really look like him.
Yeah. These are all the generations above us. This music.
Sure.
Do you think anybody in your family or anybody you know listens to this a lot?
Yeah, I think one of my uncle does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they still do.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So when we are together and after a couple of beers, he really liked to put some music, even with the speaker really loud.
Mhm.
So I know that sometimes the neighbor is a bit annoyed about that, but that's really funny every time. And I know that he put some BB King, some Rachel songs.
Yeah, and I think there is a big scene for blues in France, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we came playing here the first time that people told us like most of the times when original bands come to small bars, they say it's more blues than it's yeah, cool.
Remember that boat in which we took a drink?
The big wooden one.
Yeah.
In Orléans, yeah?
Yeah. So this one they often book some jazz and blues bands to play some atmosphere music while the customer are eating.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Mm-mm.
Good to know too. No, I'm slowly getting more into this, trying to get more acquainted. Like also a lot of jazz and a lot of and there's so much good stuff in there.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the oldest world news that you can remember experiencing?
I don't remember what was on the TV screen, but this is when Lady Diana died. I don't remember what was on the screen because I was really a really small kid, but I remember the reaction of my parents and the person that was there was someone else with my parents on that day, but I can't remember who. But I remember that everybody was shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
And it happened in France.
It happened in France. Yeah, in Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Of course.
Oh yeah, so I remember that. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is brutal."
Yeah.
But I can't remember the images that the news used and everything. I just remember, princess from England. She passed away.
Yeah. And was there any talk about that people thought that it was on purpose, or did everybody say no, this was an accident?
Actually, I was too young to remember.
Yeah.
I was too young, but I think on the days after, that's something that kept on my mind. That someone was saying, "Yeah, I know that the English guys they're gonna be really, really mad against the French."
Yeah.
Because it happened because of a French journalist.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see they're gonna say that's our fault.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I remember that someone who said that, oh, really? Is that really a possibility that a country can be mad at another country? I was so young that I didn't know that it was that war exists and stuff like this. I was like, oh, is that possible that two countries can like each other?
Yeah. Yeah. I said it once before. I'm gonna say it one more time. Then look, but this is coincidence because we are from the same generation. I can say the same thing.
Yeah.
The oldest memory I have, and I never. The only thing that the two things I remember on TV, you saw people standing in front of Buckingham Palace that were really mad and really sad. I remember that. But the second thing is that I like the first week after that. This is the only thing you would hear on the news. And I remember that one of the guys said, yeah, and they found out that the driver was a little bit drunk and maybe it was his fault. And then I looked at my mom and I said, okay, so he's dead now? Like, are they going to put his body in a jail cell now? And she explained to me, no, if you're dead, then you're dead. Like, I remember that because it's the same thing with you say, like, you're too young to understand the connections with everything. Sure. And I didn't understand that, okay, so they must punish him, right? And I didn't understand that death was not understandable for me. Yeah. This is the cool thing with the oldest world news because it also forces you to understand that the world is bigger than
this is how it works.
Yeah.
And we might have, I guess, a lot of memories about that because if I'm right, you told me that your mother really liked Lady Diana, so you might have heard a lot of things.
Yeah, she was a huge fan. Even before she died, I think my father, and this is very my parents divorced when I was 10, so I don't have a lot of memories from that time. But my father bought my mother a porcelain doll of Lady Di once, and this was before she died. Um, and I remember that my mother was looking at the doll her the entire time after she was so sad about it. Yeah, yeah, it's funny to remember that. Yeah, cool. Which artist, dead or alive, would you most want to invite for an interview, and what would you like to talk about? Well, you can only pick one.
Yeah. Really hard.
Yeah.
Because I could easily find a person that I'd like to meet now, but what would I specifically would ask them? That's very difficult.
But you also have the chance to bring somebody back from the dead. This could be very important too. Let's make it easier. One alive, one dead. Because I'm sure there's so many you're doubting about.
So someone to interview someone alive, that's something very easy for me to choose. Mm-hmm. That would be, I think that we can see it on the screen. The author of this manga, his name is Rumiko Takahshi, and I really love her work since the beginning.
It's a she.
She's a she, yeah. I really love her work, and yeah, I'd like to spend some time with her, asking her about the creative processes in which she's been through, and yeah, I really like to get some talk with her.
And is it one series of comics that you like, or several?
Almost all of them. Almost all of them. She made a lot. So there is this one. I'm not sure about the English name, but the main name is Ranma, and maybe it might be a Ranma 1.5.
Yeah,
I guess. She made many of them, and I've got almost all the series that she did. Got almost all of them.
Cool. And can you basically tell me what her stories are about?
The one that I love the most there are a lot of humor, a lot of situations that you can figure it out that it will happen, but when it happens, you're like, obviously it has to happen. That's for sure. How can I say? There's a lot of misunderstanding every time. A bit like you can find the same a bit in the TV show Modern Family. Every time someone is saying something and someone is hearing but understanding the wrong way and saying, yeah, he said that. Oh, really? And every time it creates a mess. And it happens every time in her mangas. It's always the time. Always a fact. Yeah.
Misunderstanding in communication.
And that creates your humor. It's a really, really funny humor.
Cool. Okay. And dead.
And so a dead one, I don't know, maybe Bob Marley, maybe Michael Jackson. Yeah, I guess I'd say Michael Jackson, because I'm pretty sure that he had a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah.
And I just like to know them than to tell my father, because they really like him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I really like, let's say the interview with him is not recorded, so I'd like to meet him, ask him a lot of things, know a lot of anecdote, and then tell my father about it.
And you would keep it private, so only your dad can know about
Actually,
it.
that's a good idea. That's
Yeah.
even better than what I thought.
Yeah, you literally said like I would keep it. I wouldn't. Film
Yeah,
it,
I mean, it wouldn't been recorded, so I have to tell him. I don't have just to get the link and send him say, yeah, look what he said.
Yeah.
I really want to tell him the story.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Nice answer. Second record question. Your next record is on me, my friends.
Cool.
You won the game. What is the last record you bought?
The last one was last week. The last record from Linkin Park. So yeah, from Zero.
From Zero. Yeah. We already talked about this.
We already talked about it
right now. So just like how I asked you last time, could you tell us what you think about Linkin Park in general? And can you tell us what you think about Linkin Park 2.0?
Yeah. So I'm not a hardcore fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the band. I really like all the good songs that have been released, the one that got mainstream and everything. Even the one that haven't been mainstream. I mean, One More Life didn't hit, but I really like that record.
Yeah.
When I saw them, I was one of the only one who were singing the song with Chester when they were playing the song. Everybody was just telling, yeah, this is not the song I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for something like for Every Theory or something like that.
More new metal songs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I really like the old era and modern era of Linkin Park. But from the new Linkin Park that is actually playing, I think this is the album that they released is really a good one.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that I'm listening to a Linkin Park album. I mean, someone like Chester was so important for the band that you can just, my opinion, you can just replace him and stay Linkin Park.
Yeah.
It would have been better if they could have changed the name, started a new band with the same members, but not being Linkin Park. But for the financial thing, they had to keep the name.
Yeah.
They actually sold out all the shows that they are playing next year, and it's only because the name is Linkin Park. If they have started a new band, they wouldn't have the same venues for sure. They wouldn't have sold it out in that quickly. Maybe they would have, but not that quickly. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But still, this is a really good album.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't want to go. I'm also learning as an interviewer. I'm telling everybody that, especially the first season, I'm trying to learn. I'm also getting very enthusiastic, so I have to learn not to already answer the questions for myself too. I try to keep it at the two questions that you might give back, but I agree with you. The only thing that I would say is that extra is that for the newer generation, I'm happy that they get to listen to their favorite songs live. Because sometimes I see bands that were there 10, 20 years before I was old enough to listen to them, and not all the original members are in there, but at least I can listen to my favorite songs. So I'm happy for them that they get to, Kevin and me, shout out Kevin, we were going to Gwar, and I love Gwar. You know Gwar? I didn't know them until 3 years ago.
Okay.
And the singer was already dead. So I was really bummed out, but I was happy to see them live at least once. So yeah, and I agree with you. It will never be the way it used to be. But yeah, cool that the singer's still.
Sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I liked the record too.
And I've just seen that they are #1 album in the UK.
Yeah.
And the new single, she just said, "Yeah, that's so new for me. I've never been #1, and this is something really, really new for me." She really looked amazed by being that high on the charts.
Yeah. Imagine if you step into a band like this. It's because she said like hybrid theory was really important for me. It's the same thing as the singer for Judas Priest, for instance. People who are a fan and then they there's a movie. Do you know the movie Rockstar with it's this concept like you are a fan of a band and you get the call and then suddenly you are the leader of the band. It used to be it's insane if you think about it. Imagine if this would happen to you, like which band would be the most insane for you if you would
to join?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have his charisma, but Green Day, that I can take the place of Billy Joe Armstrong. That's for
it's
sure.
a fantasy, right? Yeah, cool.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I think that if it would be a band that I would like, then I also think to myself, I wouldn't dare to take their place. It would be like I couldn't. I don't know, man. I think it's brave to take somebody's place. Yeah.
Sure. And actually, I'd like to use I'm asking you questions, but for that question, this is not from the card, but you asked me who I would take the place.
Wow. I wouldn't dare to take Blink. I just couldn't.
Okay.
I think that would be too big for me because, and the mean thing is, and I don't mean this arrogant, but I mean this practical. I'm thinking, where could I succeed the best? And it would be Blink because I know everything by heart.
Sure.
So, but I wouldn't be. I would feel hypocritical because when Matt was doing it, I said the same thing as what you think about Linkin Park. Like, I respect Matt; he's a cool guy.
I'm sure that we talked about it.
Yeah, and I love him, and I think he wrote such beautiful music, and he's such a unique dude. But I thought to myself, the Tom has to stand there. I can't help it. So, what would I do? Why it's always so hardcore, and I have to answer the question. I try to think of a band that I like, but I don't necessarily like one of the members, so it would be easy to replace them. Because I would love to do. When we were watching Yellowcard the other day, I also thought I would love to do a song with them.
Actually, I'm ready to take the part of the merge guy if they need to.
Absolutely, yeah absolutely.
Even if he's a really, really cool guy.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful that when you talk about replacing somebody in the band, you see the merch guy as somebody who
is in the band.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that the band is not only the person you're watching on stage, it's the whole.
He showed me some of his tattoos.
Yeah.
And on his arm, I think it's right here.
Merch guy from Yellowcard.
From Yellowcard, yeah. So he has the logo of Yellowcard with the dates in which they started and the one in which they first break up. 8 years ago, if I'm right.
Yeah.
And it was like, when the band split it up, we all the members of the band, we made the same tattoos. All of us we have that tattoo.
Yeah.
And it was we are gonna make a new one now because they're back, so we're gonna add maybe another year. And I was like, that's so cool that every one of you got the same tattoo, and even the guy from the merch is not the one on stage, but still is part of the group.
Super cool. We're going off topic, but I like it in this program. Did you know that in Lord of the Rings, they did the same thing? All the big actors from the Fellowship of the Ring did.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, they all took, except for the guy who plays the dwarf Gimli. He said, "No, I'm not going to do it." And then they said to his stunt double, "Do you want to take his place?" So there's this picture with Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen and all of them saying, and this random stunt person also with a tattoo. which is the same. Like he's part of the family too, right? Yeah, super cool. But I still have to answer your question. Who would I replace? I know for 1,000% when this interview is done and I'm editing, I think to myself, I should have said this or I should have said that. Wow. I'm gonna keep it funny. I think I would do the singer for Bad Religion.
Okay.
Because they are almost playing for 50 years now. And I think that just to give him a day off, I'll do.
We both know what we are thinking.
Yeah. I'll be a beaver for once, I'll give him a day off, and I'll do especially they did a show that they did the entire software record, and if I could do a show with them as being the singer,
okay,
would be very cool. Yeah,
I will.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna rehash that one. Guys, if you ever want to do Future Idiots again, and you're short of a guitarist or a bass player, definitely not a singer because I maybe backings, but I love Marius and I love
Mike.
And I know Marius and Mike too much for that. But I would love to be a touring musician for Future Idiots.
Cool.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, would be really cool. I love them to death, and I still think till today that they're not getting enough recognition. Yeah, super cool. Thank you for that one. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. Name a fictional character that you can relate to the most.
Oh, this is a tough one.
It's so much the right question for you because this is already a whole universe that we're sitting in.
With yeah, sure. But I'm not sure that I would pick up someone from the books that I've got here.
It could be movies too.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go for Abed Nadir from Community.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit like him. I'm like, if I'm out of my comfort zone, I will be someone that you barely notice that is here. I will need to be in my comfort zone just to be more extrovert. But when I know that, okay, it's okay, I'm in my world, I can be a really, really weird guy. I can do really weird stuff just like he does. He's really someone really, really shy, with always analyzing everything. And at some point, he analyzes so much that he will say a random thing that he kept in his mind for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. That he was, and every time everybody is shocked because he's like, you can say that this is not appropriate. You can say that, and it's a bit like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory, but not that
autistic.
yeah, let's say autistic.
Yeah.
So I've got some common points with him.
Yeah,
I guess.
Cool.
So that would be him, and I've stolen his check hand with that he used in the TV show with his friend, and I use it with Thomas.
Yeah.
So as I already feel his handshake, let's choose that guy.
Cool. Nice.
And Thomas will play the role of the other guy.
Yeah. Cool. There's so many. It's interesting that you're talking about that. There's so many movies and series with signature handshakes. Did you guys have? I don't know the French title, but Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
It
was so cool.
It was so cool. Woo woo woo. That's the one I used to do on primary school with one of my friends. Yeah, cool, really cool.
I've always been jealous of the room that he had.
Yeah,
he had such a great room.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the final record of this series came out last year, and I bought it, and I was listening to it, and I realized there's a lot of jazz in Hey Arnold. And I thought to myself, oh my god, Hey Arnold introduced me to jazz. And there's this one track, and I thought, this is the track you always hear when he comes into his room. And with the window and you hear the
I will listen to it after because I don't remember it now, but I'm pretty sure that on the first note I will be, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Song. That was so cool.
It was such a because it's exactly what you say. You don't remember it, but when you put on the record, and this is you were looking at this almost 30 years ago, and then you hear it, you think, oh yeah, this is when he is there, and when he is there, when he is there. Yeah, cool, cool. Which concert or artist from before your time would you most like to experience?
I had hesitation earlier about the question with the interview between Bob Marley and Michael Jackson, and this one I will pick up Bob Marley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the Wailers.
Yeah,
yeah,
because I really, really liked the song that he played, and I never had the chance to see him. I remember that when I was kid, one time we were with my parents in Luxembourg, and I remember that there were one poster saying, "Yeah, Bob Marley live." Can't tell you the day, but still, I was like, "Oh, Dad, have you seen there is Bob Marley playing? That's so cool! Can we go there?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but this is an old poster. He passed away some couple of years later, after before." And I was like, "No, that's not possible. I had a new album lately." "Yeah, but this is an old one. No, sorry, but he's dead." But, and since I think that ever since that day, I was like, "Yeah, I wish I could have seen him."
Yeah, Ricardo said the same thing about Queen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this is again being a kid and understanding certain things. But he also said that he was Queen for it was a big fan for Queen for years, and then his mother said, "Oh, by the way, he's dead." He was like, "What?" Say what?
What kind of dead?
Yeah, what kind? Yeah, ja, wat voor dood? Hoeveel dood? Ricardo, als je stiekem kijkt. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Nice. Who is your favorite author? Yeah.
I've already answered the question. I think it's Rumiko Takahshi.
And if we would say from books?
From books? There are a lot that I really like. That's really hard to choose. But there are a lot that I really like from a lot of different kind of writing.
Yeah, genres, yeah.
Maybe it would be Stephen King.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what would be your favorite book?
It?
Yeah?
Yeah.
And did you read it before you ever saw it on film?
Yes, I did. I did. Mostly when there's a movie that is inspired by a book, I first read the book before to see the movie.
And do you have it that because I think that when we read, we make a movie in our head.
Yeah.
Do you still think about the same character you made up in your head after watching the movie, or does the movie character replace it if you think about it afterwards?
It really depends, because if I take the example of the Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
I only watched the first movie because when I watched him, I was like, that's so far from what I pictured in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pictured a lot of things, and I was like, yeah, this is not how I imagined it. And so I've only seen the first one. I didn't want to check all the other movies.
Yeah.
Because what I have pictured before was good enough in my head to. I wanted to stay with that.
Yeah, cool. I would say when I saw the movies, it was so funny that I thought to myself, some of the actors that I chose, I thought to myself, okay, close enough. And someone was like, why did you choose this person? Yeah, very smart. But you really stayed at one movie.
Yeah.
So you're a very. This is a how do you say it? This is a principle for you.
Well, I won't say. I can say that I will never watch them, but yeah, I don't know when the movie came on the theater when I was 13, something like that, I
Yeah.
guess. And I really had kind of a blockage. Yeah, no, this is so far from what I know. I don't want to. I want to go to make another step on that path.
But do you think objectively that the movie was good if you would have never read the book?
I'm sure it is,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that the other one are too.
Yeah.
Because from the fourth book, so the fourth movie, it get really darker, even from the third.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that this is they are really really good movies.
Yeah. No, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but
Come on, I've read all the book. You won't spoil anything to
but
me.
I can still tell you things about the movie. But
Yeah.
For instance, what's the difference between the books and the movies? That I think the first two were done by the director Christopher Columbus, and he did Home Alone too, and he specializes in children's movies. And I think the first two films you can see this, and the third one, which is my favorite, Prisoner of Azkaban, is done by Alfonso. I forgot his last name, but he is very comparable, I think, to Tim Burton and to Benicio del Toro and no Guillermo del Toro. Sorry,
Yeah.
Benicio is an actor, but way more dark and yeah, you're absolutely right. It gets very interesting from there because and this they did good, I think, because also in the books, if you read the first one, this through the eyes of a child, and while the series progresses, you feel that he's getting more adult, and this is where you see this also in the third movie because you know the story that the third one is mostly about his godfather.
Yep.
And in the beginning, he thinks that he's a criminal who betrayed him. Spoiler. So if you don't want to, as if nobody knows this, but why? But yeah, you see how dark it is. That imagine if your you believe that your father-in-law killed your parents, and then on the end of the school year, you discover that no, they actually framed him. And imagine if your best friend, everybody that everybody thinks that you killed your best friends, and they throw you in fucking Azkaban for that. Yeah. Yeah, like Prison Mike said, like the hardest thing about jail is the Dementors, right?
Yeah, they are exactly the two same characters.
The crossover.
Let's try to put Fraser Mike on Azkaban.
Yeah, and put Sirius Black in the office. So we came here from Who's Your Favorite Author, and now we're talking about Prison Mike. We're on the right path here. Oh, awesome. What is the most extreme form of music that you are able to enjoy?
I really need that there has to be a melody always. I mean, I can hear a song with only screaming. I can listen to it. So it has to always have kind of a melodic part inside of it. But I guess the most extreme, and extreme is not really I'd say maybe the harder genre that I can listen to. Maybe my limit is Ballet for My Valentine.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, to listen for the whole record.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are some bands that playing songs that really more extreme, and for one track, I say, okay, that's fine. I can put it on my playlist to listen to it a couple of times in the year, but not for a whole hour just to listen to the same kind of music.
The song that you played in your car that I told you that I sent it to my brother and he liked it a lot.
While She Sleeps,
Something
to
with
the
flowers.
flower.
Yeah, this is also a song that I thought this is not a song I would expect on the Romain's list, but it's a beautiful song,
Yeah, it is.
and it's also kind of extreme in its own way.
It is, but this is just what I told you. This
Yeah.
is something that I can add to my playlist because I can say, okay, this is a good song. This is something I can listen to that for 5 minutes. That's okay, but I couldn't listen to the whole album.
Yeah. And where did you find the? How did you find the song?
Um, at, at the moment, when around the time when I met you, I was liking every band that popped up on Facebook. Every time that there were a new band, I was liking it, and so there are a lot of names. There is a big list of names in my head, and sometimes when I'm looking for new song to add on my playlist, I'm like, what name I haven't checked in a long time, and so While She Sleeps was one of them.
Yeah. Also,
But they just popped up like this in Facebook in a random year, and they just came back to my mind after.
Yeah. I think and this is something. This is not a question in the game, but I really want to ask you how. Let's say it like this: I have moments that I think to myself, I'm listening to the same stuff too long. I need to challenge myself to find new music. What is your main way of getting into new music?
I tried since 2020 to make every year a playlist with tracks only released on that year, so that keep me kind of updated and keep me
Fresh?
yeah,
Yeah.
and always try to find new stuff. And actually, the algorithm of YouTube Music is really well made.
Yeah.
So,
But it also kind of forces you to listen to comparable music. I think.
yeah, but I guess that the application understood that I'm making a place of songs released
Oh,
on
yeah.
2024 this year.
Yeah.
So, and actually, there is a part in the application in which there is only new stuff, and there are a lot of stuff, but mainly things that are the kind of music that I'm listening to. Yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, I think that YouTube Music understand that I'm trying to make that kind of playlist, and they're always the For You part is full of new stuff.
Yeah. Cool. I challenge you, if you're watching right now, to use this method. Make a playlist for yourself for every year and be very consistent to that it must be songs of this year. I like that a lot because what I'm most afraid for musically, you see it sometimes in Facebook that they ask this question, what is the best album ever and what's it the best? And mostly it's people reacting from the age of our parents. And it's always Pink Floyd or it's always the same five bands. And I'm not saying that those are great bands, but I always think to myself like, come on, like even although you're in your 60s or in your 50s, like challenge yourself to go. I think it was one time that there was a lady, and I think she was like in her 80s, and she said Slipknot.
Yeah,
And I thought and that's so cool because I think like challenge yourself to come with something. So this is a great method to to try to cool. I think this is an easy one. Prince, David Bowie, or Michael Jackson.
Okay, let's surprise you. I will say David Bowie.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because you're expecting me to say Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I told you, the interview would be to tell after my father.
Yeah.
It was more for him than for me.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah,
Then my bad. Then I'm assuming things that I shouldn't. Okay. Cool.
and so yeah, to choose between all of them, I'd say David Bowie. I really like the song that he did. And when I used to live in London, I lived in Brixton, where he's from,
Yeah.
and where there's a really huge painting of him next to the subway station. And actually, I was living in Brixton when he passed away.
Wow.
And it was really, really moving because there were everybody coming with flowers to next to that painting. And I'm pretty sure that if you go there today,
Yeah.
there are a lot of flowers and
Still.
yeah,
Wow.
that's for sure.
And what? Because the thing with David Bowie is like he had so many faces. The Thin White Duke, and there's so many characters. Like, what does the picture look like? Is it just really him, or is it?
Yeah, this is really him with the red arrow. No, this is not an arrow, but the kind of a
the lightning bolt.
The lightning bolt, yeah,
Yeah.
that he has on the. And there's also a statue of him.
Yeah.
No, actually, this is not him, but this is. I don't know who he is. There's the face of someone, also in Brixton, and they made the same lightning bolt on that guy who is not David Bowie.
But just to make a point.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Really cool. Did you see the Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Movie? Yeah.
I think we saw it together.
Did we?
I guess that when I came to your place a couple of years before, I'm pretty sure that you showed me.
Yeah, I love this movie. Yeah, and this is how I got introduced to David Bowie in the first place. Yeah,
I can get it here.
But also, he's also in. Do you know Christiane F?
No, tell me about.
This is a book. I think every country, especially European countries, have like books you need to read in primary school, and that are very important for the country. I think the same thing you guys have with Three Musketeers, for example. And Christiane F is a story about, I think, beginning of the 80s or end of the 70s. It's about a girl, 13 or 14 years old, and she lives on the streets of Berlin, and she becomes drug addict.
Okay.
And it's a story about her, and there is a movie, and she is fan of David Bowie, and there's a movie they made about her, and this movie David Bowie has a role too.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, and he did. There is a famous animation movie about a snowman that is flying in the sky with a little boy. He gets him out of his. And also David Bowie. That's so cool about him, not only in music but also in when it comes to movies and series. Everything that he pops up in is very different from the other thing. It was such a beautiful, creative mind. Yeah. Cool. So do your parents like David Bowie?
My father loves David Bowie. Yeah, he does. He has a lot of stuff related to him. Even I'll show you. He has a really big poster of one of the tour that he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. And did he see him live?
I'm not sure. We will ask him.
Cool.
But I'm not sure.
Definitely gonna ask him while we're here. Nice. What concert that you visit was the biggest disappointment? What went wrong, and how could it have been better?
Okay, and that would be really easy to answer because I've got a paper with a list of all the shows where I've been to, and we just watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
So it should be really fresh in my head. But this is not that easy. Oh, this is really, really difficult to answer to that. Yeah, let's cheat and say that a show that has been cancelled.
Yeah.
It would be easy to answer like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Very good. But the second Blinkfest, as it has been cancelled,
Yeah.
while I was expecting it, I was really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
There are so many expectations. I really wanted to see Future Idiots again and everything.
Yeah.
And finally, Future Idiots got cancelled. Then the show got cancelled. Still, I came to the Netherlands to see you, and we had some great time.
Yeah.
But still, it was a bit disappointing that the show has been cancelled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest thing that I can answer because I can't remember a show that where something wrong happened.
Yeah, or that you were like, I'm disappointed about what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it was a cool night for sure. But yeah, good answer. So, what he could do better next time is just not fucking cancel it.
Yeah, but he actually did a really, really great job for the first edition.
Yeah.
It was such a great moment.
Yeah.
So just shout out to you. That was really cool, Callum.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Who's your favorite comedian, and how would you describe your own sense of humor?
So I really like absurd humor.
Mm-hmm.
This is clearly my sense of humor. But who's my favorite comedian? Today, maybe. Okay, so there are two. There is a really old one who passed away now. It's a French actor named Jean-Paul Belmondo.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him on the frame. I told you that remember when we went to the store, they were canvassing. I hate everyone. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there, and there were one canvas with the face of someone. I told you he is a very famous actor. So this is that guy.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, the poster. Yeah, now I remember.
Action movies, comedies, everything. He always has that charisma that I really admire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always has. Yeah, was kind of the tough guy, always saying cool stuff, always flirting with the girls, always with a cigar on his mouth, and acting like he's the boss of the place.
Yeah.
And I'll have to check, but I think that he made all his stunts. Every time he had no stunt guy, he did everything. And even with the movies that were without action, more sentimental and everything, he did a really great job. So I really like that guy. But now there is a new French actor that is really, really cool, really funny, man. He has so much skills at improvising. Is really, really funny. It's Pierre Ninet.
Yeah.
Is the one who plays Raphael in the series that we are watching.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and then he's playing comedy. He's playing really difficult roles, some historic. Actually, he's playing the Count of Monte Cristo, and he's doing a really great job.
Cool.
So yeah, let's say these two guys.
Are your favorite?
Yeah.
This Raphael, the guy who played Raphael. Like, is he mostly in comedy movies, or does he do a lot of serious movies too?
He made a lot. but he made a lot of kind of movies, different kind of movies, but he's perfect every time. Every time he's just on point. He's really really good.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I realized that I pulled one question,
Yeah.
and I didn't ask it to you because we were stuck in one conversation.
Okay.
And I just the next question was, what is your favorite store of all time,
My store,
dead or alive?
dead or alive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's
because it
stores-
could have been closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, there is one that I've always liked to go there when I was living in London. Yeah, this is a store themed around Doctor Who,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm a really huge fan.
A whole store.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this is also a museum, so you can find a lot of old stuff, a lot of new stuff, and there is one museum in which you can get in from the door of the TARDIS, the special ship of the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that his special ship is a blue box. You know the phone blue box that they use to call the police before in England.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can you picture one?
Yeah.
And when you get inside, it's really huge. Every person that gets inside for the first time is bigger on the inside. That's really, this is an effect that they choose.
Optical illusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the illusion is outside. You think that it's smaller than it is. And they did the same for the museum. So there's only the TARDIS. You can open it, and then you get to a new room which is quite big with a lot of old stuff, and you have the same feeling that it's bigger on the inside. They did something really really cool.
And where is this store?
This is on the south of London, East South, near to the stadium of the football team West Ham. I can't remember the exact name of the store, and maybe it has closed. I think it has.
Okay, I'm sure I can look it up.
Sure, we can find it really easily.
Yeah, I'll put I think maybe I can find a YouTube video with. I'll put it in the description. While we are on the subject of Doctor Who, I only saw 1 or 2 episodes. That's the only thing. But I know that with Doctor Who, it's like the same thing with James Bond, right? Like every now and then, there's a new person playing. Who do you think did the best job on playing Doctor Who?
Difficult to choose between David Tennant and Matt Smith.
Yeah. I heard a lot of people like Matt Smith. I only heard that people about Matt Smith is not that long ago that he played it. But
yeah, and actually both of them played, especially David Tennant because he came back. Sorry for the spoil. Back this year. Yeah, these two are the one that were playing when I got into the series. So this is the one I've got the affect the strongest. Sorry. So yeah, this Tennant was always kind of a wild dog, always running. It's first run and then think.
Yeah.
And while I'm running, I'm gonna think about what's happening and then I'll react. So that's a funny way to fight the threats.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith has always has that kind of goofy character. He's really funny, and the one who are following him are really pushing him up.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess that the stories that have been written around these characters have been really, really well written.
Cool. Makes me want to dive into it way more.
Yeah.
I've been. A lot of people have been saying to me, you should start. No, I should, but the pile of things I should start is getting bigger and bigger, man.
Sure.
But cool, super cool. Tell me about your very first memories of music. Did you grow up in a musical environment? Did your parents have a strong musical taste, or did you have to discover music on your own?
As I said, my father was used to work for a radio station, so the environment in which I grew up was full of music. Uh, on the weekend, every time I got woke up, not by my alarm, but because my father was putting some music downstairs every time. And so, yeah, there were always music around. But the oldest memory that I can have with music, there were that, I'd say a rap band. Yeah, I can think we can say that this is rap. There are two guys called, the band was Crisscross, and there's a song that was mainstream was called Jump. And I remember that my uncles were listening to that, and they let me jump on their bed. So every time that they were saying jump, jump, I was jumping on the bed. And as I was a little kid, I was so happy that usually you are forbidden to do this. But thanks to that music, I had the opportunity to do it. So it was a chance for me to get wild and to do some crazy stuff. And I remember that my uncles were like, they were smiling, so that, yeah, he really loved that music. That's so cool. And even when their friends were visiting them, they were like, oh, check this out. I'm gonna put the music, and he's gonna turn really, really crazy. And every time, and everybody was laughing because I went crazy every time.
Yeah.
So I might still have the album of that. I mean, the single of that band.
Yeah.
I will have to check it out.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Cool.
So yeah, I might have been, I don't know, 3 or 4 at that moment. So this is for sure the oldest memory that I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also I have to dive very deep to.
Oh, actually, that would be really cool to know about.
Oh wow! Thank you. Wow, the oldest memories. Ooh. I think there's 2 or 3 that I'm not sure which came before that. What I know is there's a duo called the Berinis, which is literally from my dad would listen. And as I said, I don't have a lot of memories of my parents being together, but I do remember them enjoying this music together. And it's literally about it's a couple that took 50 songs like Elvis and Johnny Cash and turned them into how a person from Rotterdam, the south of Rotterdam, where I am from, uh, they translated it and changed the subjects of the songs a little bit more to life of living in Rotterdam South.
Okay.
Um,
They translated even the language.
yeah,
Okay.
even the language. So the music stays the same. It's a lady with the contrabass, and there would be an orchestra that you didn't see behind them, and a guy that would only sing or maybe play guitar a little bit. Um, and instead of like, if for instance, if you would have a Johnny Cash song, where he talks about I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die, they would change it into I came home late from work last night and I lay next to you in bed and your mouth was still stinking. And I wish you would never wake. I love you to death, but please don't wake up the next morning. And literally in Rotterdam South dialect, which is and it's ended while you were listening to nice rock and roll music. I love them because they would talk about very everyday stuff, and it's just as if one of your uncles or you're listening to your parents nag to each other. But it's also a beautiful song about how they appreciate There's one song called "Simple Mooi Bestaan," which is an original song of them, and it means simple, beautiful existence. And they just sing about how nice it is. I come home and my husband has done the dishes, and there's a bird singing in the garden, and we put on the radio, and we just decide to dance out of nowhere. Beautiful existence. And they talk about how you can appreciate uh, and can be annoyed about the normal things in life.
Okay.
This is one I remember. Stop making sense from the Talking Heads. My dad had this video. I think we talked about this album, but my dad would have the VHS and and put it on repeat, and just David Byrne coming on stage with this ghetto blaster. And I remember looking at him and thinking to myself like. Uh, I saw the difference already in this early age. With I could already see that when you look at the Backstreet Boys and everything, that this is a product. And I look at him, and this was just a dude that he didn't care if he was cool or mysterious. But this was, I already understand, like, this is really the dude, if you know what I mean. That, the oldest, really the oldest, cool. There was so much. Um, well, it's difficult to really dive into your memories. My dad always had old timer cars, Cadillacs, and he would also always, I think, Elvis Presley. Oh, and he would always he would do business in Africa, and he would bring back unknown bands from Africa.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's the oldest. I keep it there because I keep talking forever. And those three together, this is my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Do you have a nice anecdote or a funny story that is circulating in your scene?
Hmm. I went once to a venue in Paris called Trabendo.
Mm-hmm.
This is a small venue, which is more long than large. And so I've seen the main artist was Hailstorm,
Uh-huh.
and the supporting band was um, Smoking Hearts, if I'm right. I think it was. And I remember that at the end of the set of the Smoking Heart, so they were throwing the guitar picks and everything, the set list and everything. And a guitar pick just fell next to my feet, and I just took it, and I was looking to my friend who was standing next to me. I was, look at this, look what up. And I haven't had the time to finish my sentence, and I got hit by something really, really not heavy, but really, really strong.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And it was just a drummer who just threw the drumsticks and I took one in the face. I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And after their set, they were standing at the merch, and so I went in and I told them, yeah, I took the drumstick on the face, but it made me laugh. I wasn't hurt or anything, and so I've got the drumstick signed by all the members, and they even gave me a drink, and it was so cool. And I was like, yeah, guy, you hit me in the face with the drumstick. So now I want to buy you a T-shirt. So please, can I get a T-shirt of your band?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that small story.
Cool. Yeah.
And I think that maybe now the funnier is even what happened after our show at Yellow Cars now.
Yeah.
with a guy who confused you with another finger and everything.
They didn't confuse you. You told them. They didn't confuse anything. You told them that I was the singer for
Story of the year.
the story of the year.
It doesn't look like you at
Not
all.
at all. Not at all. So if I may, I'm gonna tell it in short. Like a few days ago, this guy picks me up and we go to Yellowcard in the Bataclan. It was a nice rock cafe next to it, and we were standing there. And suddenly, there's random people like standing next to me and smiling really weird. And just standing there like, okay. And at one point, like it turns out that he told them that I'm the singer for Story of the Year. And I think they believed it because they could hear that my accent is not French.
Yeah.
And they figured out, so it must be true. And actually, like I think we were drinking, and I had to convince. And I think 10 minutes later, I was standing next to the actual guy. Yeah, yeah. And he said to me, "Well, you're very handsome." I was like, "Okay, well, thank you." He was very gracious. So, singer from Story of the Year, thank you for being so gracious. Yeah, yeah, and going on the picture with us. Yeah, we look very drunk on that picture.
I really love that picture.
Yeah, me too. We look very drunk. Yeah, thank you for and the next day we were standing in a stadium with 41,000 people, and there were people coming in that we saw. And then he said it again. Oh look, it's the thing for it. Dude. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, last question.
Okay.
Who is the most famous person you ever met, and what was the meeting like? I'm sure you're doubting between several people now.
So I've met some famous person. I mean, there are some old French singer that came to the restaurant where I used to work.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just think about France, I would say one of these two. So there were one singer whose name is Pierre Perret, who is a really an old singer who sang a lot of funny songs. And there were I'm pretty sure that I've seen someone else. There's a female singer too called Leo, who used to sing in 80s or maybe 90s, I'm not sure. So just related to France, I would say these two ones. But in the international, I had some meet and greet tickets, so I haven't just see them randomly, but I bought the ticket to see them. I've seen the guys from. Oh, actually, without the meet and greet, I've seen the guys from Simple Plan.
Uh-huh.
They're really, really cool guys.
Yeah.
Actually, for the 25th birthday of one of my friends, I was recording a lot of famous person that she liked, saying happy birthday to her. And I asked Pierre Bouvier, and I recorded once. He said it. I was, oh, I'm sorry, dude, but I wasn't on video. I was on photo. Can we do it again? Yeah, sure. He said it. I was, oh, sorry, I haven't touched the record button yet. Can we do it again? Yeah, sure. And we did something like 5 times. And then I say, yeah, thank you very much. And then I watched the video and the sound wasn't good. And I was like, I came back to him saying, I'm such an asshole, but can I ask you to do it one more time? And yeah, sure, let's do it.
Cool.
This guy is really a cool guy.
Cool. Really nice.
So yeah, there are Simple Plan, some football players too.
Which ones?
Players from the football team that I support, the Bordeaux.
Uh-huh.
So there were some players over there, and for the same person, I asked them to say happy birthday to her, and they all did. They are all really, really cool person. So I Yes, these are the most famous persons that I've met. Yeah, I think there are no one more famous than the singer of Simple Plan in my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Cool. Really cool. If you will come up with somebody else, I'll put it in the description for you. I'll let it know. Super cool. Okay. We're out of questions. Traditionally wise, I ask here. This is the blank space for you. Anything you want to talk about? Anybody you would like to give a shout out? Anything goes.
Um, Please take a look at a band called Universe. They're from Belgium. They are really, really, really cool. Also, 4 a.m. You played with them, if I'm right, at Pogo.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, also, these two bands are from Belgium. They are really, really, really great band. If you really like pop punk, you're gonna love them. So yeah, please check them out. They are really, really cool.
Cool.
And don't forget to subscribe and to put a thumb up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It will be really helpful for you.
Yeah, would be nice. Well, we're slowly getting somewhere, but it's just I'm just having the biggest fun interviewing all of you. So even if it's just 5 people watching, I don't mind. It's such a cool show. I'm gonna put everything in the description. It has proven to be every bit as epic to be able to do this with you. So I love you from my whole heart, and thank you for taking time for me.
Thank you very much. I love you too, buddy.
Cool. So, are you French, Bulgarian? Are you from Liechtenstein? Are you from Nepal? Are you from Russia? Are you from around my door? Do you like to paint cats? Do you like to make sculptures out of cocaine? I don't mind, man. As long as you're artistic, let me know. And you are welcome to join up at Harvey Sanger's music at Instagram and Harvey has a dream at gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to give you a very official hand and see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.